We thought of some great content that would make a really good video, and we are wanting to bring that to you guys today. Oh, man! Well, I guess we're gonna teach you how to fix a broken fence post now. You're gonna wanna get a pair of gloves. A little bit of manual labor, because we're gonna do this the DIY way. And unfortunately, it's a little dirty, but it can be done. Let's dig right in. The first objective is to dig down and see what you're dealing with. Oh, there it is, there's concrete. If you have just dirt, you dig beside it and you were able to pull the post out, and then you're able to just pack a new post in place. If you don't know how to pack a new post in place, watch this video right here. Now, just to state the obvious, I think if we take some liquid bandage, it's good. Okay, so maybe that's not gonna work. Now, if you're in an actual fence line, unfortunately, if you don't put this post right back there, your two sections aren't gonna have any support. And that's why this post needs to go back right where it was. So moving it to one side or the other is not as much of an option as you think. And I've heard before, well, I gotta replace my fence post, but I don't wanna dig up the concrete slug. I don't know how to help you. Well, can I? No. Can I? No. Can I do? Sure. You do what you want. I've had those phone calls. I mean, I understand that this isn't gonna be fun. It's not enjoyable. We gotta pull the concrete slug out of the ground so we can have an open hole to repair that post. And the only way to repair the post is to put in a brand new post. So this process is gonna be the same regardless of what kind of fence post you're dealing with. You still gotta pull this concrete slug out of the ground. We need a cavity to shove this post into or to break it free. We could pull straight up with it right now if we had a skid steer or some sort of pulling device. But we are doing this the DIY way. We're gonna go ahead and just dig around this side. One thing that we're trying to do here is we're trying to pull the concrete slug out of the ground, but we're not trying to dig a big old crater. So obviously we're gonna have to make it a little bit larger to get this done. And maybe to keep it narrow just a little bit, maybe I'll use a pair of clamshells. I'm just digging on one side so that way I can get it loose. I can have my small cavity here and we can shove the concrete ball over here so that way we can pull it out. And if you watch the channel, you know that I don't love using post hole diggers in Wyoming, but they're not too bad if you are working with pre-loosened dirt. Now some may think that, oh, I'm just gonna get a jackhammer and break out that concrete, not dig a hole. Unfortunately, no method is a real good method, but this is, I think, the easier one. Concrete tends to break easier when it has a place to break. And if you have compaction all the way around it, it's gonna be harder for it to break. It's not gonna have an area for it to wanna fracture and crack at. The one bad thing about wood does break pretty easy. And that's why, amongst many other reasons, we don't set wood fence posts for cedar fence anymore. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get enough to the point where I can start moving it just a little bit and I can get some leverage around it. I'm kind of hoping what I could do is I can take a D-ring welded to a flat plate and we can hammer drill down into here. Now, if we didn't do this, we'd have to dig all the way around the post base, try to get a chain around the concrete ball and pull it out that way. And if you guys are looking for one of these, you can make one yourself, or you can see the link below and pick one up from us. And I'm just using some 1/2-inch lags. If I was gonna hook a skid steer to this, I'd run this 8-inch by 3/4-inch concrete anchor. With those plates, we've hung skid steers off of these. Now, whenever I need to pull a whole fence post out of the ground that doesn't have concrete, I am usually reaching for the Strain-Rite post lifter, which I'm gonna try to use in this situation as well. My hope was to put this on the edge of the hole and use it as leverage to pull the slug out and up. However, because we've got this hole hollowed out and the angles are not right here, and that's not really what this tool is designed for, I couldn't get it to work. I'm gonna work on loosening this slug up on the backside so that I can pry it out a little bit, and then we'll move on to what actually works. Of course, if this was the typical homeowner DIY concrete job with not enough concrete down here, this would be much, much easier. Your one bag of concrete really pays off right here, because this would be a lot easier. We would have been done like 20 minutes ago. That would have been really nice right now. At this point in time, we really need something to lift straight up to be able to pull it out. But you know what I got? I got a truck. Now I know how tall this is. I know how deep it is because I said it. It's about 30 inches in the ground. So I have to be able to either lift this whole thing out by myself, that's 30 inches tall, and try one thing before we go to the truck. Okay, I'm kind of bending my handle. We were gonna back the truck up to it and pull it out. All right, here we go. Again, remember how I was talking about those big anchors and we use them for big things? Kind of feel like I should have used that big anchor right there. So we're gonna go ahead and reset, restage. All right, time to quit cheating, do what works. Here's what I'm thinking. So we have it loose. We're gonna run the chain over the tire. The tire keeps the chain elevated high to lift and roll that out of the ground, because right now what we're trying to do is we're trying to pull dead weight straight out of the ground. All right. And if you're gonna do this method, you wanna make sure to keep your bite, you wanna try to keep this bite down below. You don't want it up here because then you're gonna have more of a chance of slipping off. So we're gonna keep that bite down low. Now this guy right here, I use the boundary strainer for this. We call them chain walkers. Very awesome tool. A lot of you guys probably don't have one because it's a fence tool. It is a awesome version of a come along. And if you don't have one of these, you can use a come along in this scenario. I want my tire all the way at the edge of my hole. I want to be able to have as much of the up motion before it curls back into that sidewall. Okay, here we go. I've already got a problem, and that's my tire. Oh. So this is totally working. Right now, if I lose my tire, I would really lose all my progress. Once I can get it out, my tire's gonna fall, and I wanna try to keep the slug up here as much as possible. And I'm using a truck in this scenario. If I was in a real backyard, I could use a tree to anchor to. Don't use a fence post because you just broke your last one. What if you broke that one? That'd be terrible. Don't do it, don't you do it. All right, the tire idea is a huge success. And I'm glad I didn't ruin it because it was brand new. I've been having to explain a lot of things lately, and that's just another one that adds to the list. Hey, where'd my tire go? I don't know. So the way it sits right now, what we have is we have half of the rest of the hole that's still good that I didn't touch. So we'd take this piece of sonotube right here, shove it in that hole. We would measure it, cut it to height, so you can't see it. It's all down below surface. Now this is gonna hold all of our concrete, and we don't have to use as much. So the very bottom and half that hole is an undisturbed soil, so we're good. We have a nice solid base. If you're not sure about it, you can take your tamping bar, you can compact it, or you can take out any loose soil. You're gonna throw in your sonotube after it was cut, and you can take your shovel, and you can backfill against it. And now you have, yet again, another nice small hole. You don't have to fill that whole entire void with concrete. After that concrete's been cured, we probably want to go back through and pack it in with a tamping bar. And a small reminder, you can always use, a small piece of machinery like a walk behind or a skid steer or something like that, to the point where you don't have to go through this chaos. What we didn't pay in equipment rental fees, we paid in labor. Obviously, we only covered half of it, but if you want to see the rest of it, how to put your new post in, make sure and watch this video right here, where I go through and explain how to do that very easily, step by step. It's Dan with SWI. We are Y Wings Fence and Gate Company. We hope you have a good day today.